This episode is brought to you by Exotic Eye Drops, a new and innovative redness clearing moisturizing experience for your eyes, now available in an exciting variety of flavors. Soy sauce. Oh. Vinegar. Oh. Dish liquid. Oh. Isopropyl alcohol. Parmesan cheese. Oh. And now back by popular demand, Elmer's glue. Oh. Call within 30 minutes of hearing this ad and get 50% off your first order. Dial toll-free 1-800-955-8487. Well, hello there, guys.
Hi.
How are you today? Today is the third episode of the Cabcast, The Kangaroo and the Boar. What we're going to be talking about today is the news, essentially.
Yeah. How to read the news.
We just broke our number one rule that we agreed going into this, that we were not going to do this.
So quick.
Because we realized that the audio is kind of a little janky, so, just shut up.
But yeah, get the fuck off our case.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
We're
eventually.
figuring it out. We're working on it. We realize that podcasting is an art. Talking is an art, and So, anyways, we're gonna jump right into it. First of all, our news source is literally the Reddit front page. We're not like.
We got some other ones.
Well, you have some other ones. I went to the Reddit front page. The first thing we should talk about is something that I feel like definitely applies to the existential crisis of what's going on.
Like pressing issue.
Pressing. Way higher than COVID, way higher than cancer and AIDS. And AIDS is really not even like a big deal anymore.
Not really. You take a pill, I think, and you're good forever, right?
Right, something like that. I don't know. I don't personally know anyone with AIDS. I also personally don't know anyone with COVID either, so that's maybe that's a rough comparison. But anyway, so what we're talking about is something that's pressing to the human race. Penises are shrinking due to population. You heard me right. Penises are shrinking due to population. So, in this article, it's on newsky.com. Dr. Shauna Swan writes that the humanity is facing an existential crisis in fertility rates as a result of, I cannot say that word. You can go ahead and try to pronounce it.
Well, you also mispronounced fertility.
I said it funny. I said it like a southern
You said
guy.
like fatality,
I said,
basically.
Finish
you're good.
him.
I don't know what that word is. P-H-T-H-A-L-A-T-E-S. Phthalates. It's a chemical used when manufacturing plastic that impacts the hormone-producing endocrine system. So essentially what's happening is because as humanity rises, we need the use of more things. The most viable thing to make things out of is fucking plastic. And because plastic is being made in larger quantities, it's making our dicks smaller. Which explains like why Asian dicks are so small, because first of all, who makes the most plastic shit in the world? Connecting the dots. Yep.
So justification right there. I got you guys, Chinese guys, where like, say less. But that's kind of fucking crazy, first of all. Like, beyond just like our dicks getting smaller, there's got to be other major implications of just like population being impacted by pollution.
I'm sure this is like a serious like informational dialogue this doctor's spitting out, but I'd also like to, it also raises the question, are babies ever born with giant dicks?
Good. That's a good point. Like, how do you judge?
How scary would
How
that
did
be?
this study even start? They were like, oh my god, this baby's dick is like a doctor who's been birthing babies for like the last 40 years. He's been like, dude,
I'm tired of this. What's wrong, doc? All these babies' dicks are tiny.
they're like buttons. I don't understand. They went from jelly beans to buttons, and it's making it harder for me to tell whether they're a boy or a girl. We don't have enough microscopes. Call in Shauna. Call in Shauna Swan. Let's discuss
It's kind of
this.
fucking crazy to me, but I mean, I'm sure there's a unit of measure somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, essentially what's happening is it's just the population is just, it's changing our hormones. But like even down to like the things that change our hormones, girls being on the pill. That changes your hormones. That's like got to have a long-term impact. I was actually listening to someone this morning talk about how their theory, or I guess there's a theory out there about how why like breast cancer is more prominent in women
in like their later stages of life, the ones who started off taking the pill, because essentially what happens is when you take the pill, you change your hormones, and cancer is just it wakes up cancer in your body.
No shit.
It's awake in your body, and then when your hormones change again, when you reach that later part in your life, which all naturally happens to everyone, cancer goes, oh hey, I'm fucking,
it's my time to shine.
Yeah, now that you guys are weaker, and you guys are. That's when it. So there's like a correlation behind that. I don't really know too much about it.
No, but to further your point, you know what the depot shot is? Like the intravenous method of birth control that they take it like a few times a year, I think. No. That I dated a girl that took that, and she went fucking ballistic after she like it totally made her psycho.
No, I mean I believe it. Like there's just things that like. You're changing the way that your brain chemistry is, the way your body chemistry is.
Right.
And like the positive impact of that is that you can have guys come inside of you. The negative side of that is like all these other things that are coming out, you know.
I think the more positive in a female stance might not be the cum. It might be the no baby part of it, but
whatever. That's why I'm not a female.
I could be wrong.
The numbers are one study published in 2017 that found that sperm levels among men in Western countries have dropped by more than 50% over the past 4 decades, examining 105 studies involving close to 45,000 healthy men. This is sperm levels or dick size? What is this? Fertility rate? Are these or do these two things go together? If you don't have like...
I mean, you don't got strong swimmers, you're not gonna have strong dicks, right?
What's the difference? It's a muscle. What's my swimmers come from my balls. I can have a small dick and big balls.
Yeah.
Small dick, big ball gang.
All balls, baby.
So, dicks are getting smaller. It explains why Chinese dicks, and I guess I don't want to hone in on specifically Chinese, just why Asian dicks are smaller in general. So
I mean, I'm a Caucasian dude. I've been worried about this my whole life.
It's
now I'm finally getting some justification.
Well, it's because you grew up next to that chimney stack, where all it did was put out black smoke.
It couldn't have been that.
No, it couldn't have been that. Okay.
Sorry, yes.
Anyway, so we're gonna move on. Human penises are smaller now. Fertility rates is not so great. Another news thing that we're gonna talk about today. Oh, today, by the way, is March 24th. So we're just kind of going across like things that are like happening in today.
Somewhat topical
For the day. Virginia. This is a good one. Virginia is to become the 23rd U.S. state to abolish the death penalty after like 1,400 executions under their belt. How do you feel about the death penalty?
I think it's fucking absurd to get rid of it, to be honest with you. Putting it bluntly, I think some people deserve to be put to death. 1,000%.
I think it should at least be an option. I think it's
right.
to install the fear, like maybe I shouldn't rape this child because they'll fucking kill me in front of everybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
But realistically, a person who's like thinking about raping a child or doing something extreme, they don't really think. They don't really give a fuck.
No, and I'm sorry, but
that's a point to what you're saying. They should be put down.
They cannot be rehabilitated. You can't rehabilitate someone that wants to fuck kids. Like they kill them.
Now, necessarily with this death penalty, do you think that they should be put like these the pussy is trying to intertwine. No, it's fine. I apologize for the people ahead of time if they're gonna say it's fine anyways, because everybody loves pussy. This death penalty, do you think it's like, think we should stone them in the streets, or do you think it should be like as humane as possible? Because I know that's like a lot of the debate is it's inhumane to shock them to what was the old way of doing is like putting wet sponges on your metal.
Oh yeah,
and like literally electrocuting you. Now I think they give you a shot that like stops your heart.
There's a couple different ways. There's like, I think they do it by gas still too.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that they allow people to watch that, but at the same time, I think it's necessary. I think we should do that with everybody who deserves to be put down.
Yeah.
It should be done in a public manner in the middle of Main Street, news focusing on it so that it's publicized. Everyone sees it. Like,
I agree that it should be publicized, but I don't think any spectacle needs to be made of it. I don't think we should waste a fucking goddamn penny on people like that. I think one bullet between the eyes is fucking good enough, and just let people watch it. To be honest with you.
That's a good point. So it seems 23 states have gotten rid of the death penalty. It's probably mostly like mostly states that don't have high criminal rates and shit like that. Most, like, I'm not trying to separate north from south, but like the southern states are more plagued with poverty, and with more poverty comes more crime, and with more crime comes more criminals and more people who act upon in a criminal fashion.
Yeah.
So like I guess I'm in the same boat with you. I definitely think that there's people who should not be allowed to live
For sure.
after they act. Like it's one thing like if someone is like psychotic and expressive, there should be a different place for them. I don't think we should just like kill anybody who's a threat to society, but someone who's proven that they're a threat to society, like, so why waste them?
Yeah, there's certain things you just can't come back from.
Like even let them sitting in a jail cell. We're wasting our money.
For sure, we're paying for
we're
that,
feeding them,
and
shit like
they're they're getting fucking 3 meals a day and probably watching TV and
they got a phone
in
and
their
shit.
protective fucking parts of the jail and shit. Like it's fucking absurd. And you got people in the same goddamn building for marijuana related charges. It's just fucking asinine. I don't understand why we're letting these people live.
Let's read a little bit more into this one. Governor Ralph Northam will tour the death chamber at Greensville Correction Center on Wednesday and plans to sign the landmark legislation. The announcement follows a dramatic vote to abolish. Listen, first of all, I haven't read anything out loud like a fucking high schooler in a long time, so this is pretty good for what I'm doing, right? The announcement follows a dramatic vote to abolish capital punishment following success for the Democrats in local elections last year. The state has a long and prolific. There you go. The state has a long and prolific history of carrying out executions, with almost 1,400 people put to death since its days as a colony. That's realistically not that much.
That's a long time.
I mean, it's a couple hundred years. I could think of 1,400 people who should die today. What you talking about?
Wow.
Virginia will become the 23rd state in the U.S. to abolish the death penalty, following abolition by Colorado last year and New Hampshire in 2019. I mean, that's kind of crazy that Colorado got rid of it, because I feel like Colorado is kind of plagued with, like, isn't that where all the fucking mass shooters and
just happened?
Yeah, there's a couple mass shooters in Colorado. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. It's a touchy subject because, you know, to put someone to death, you have to have like undeniable evidence. It would be really wrong and really hard. You can't undo it. But at the same time, like, if you catch someone red-handed,
yeah,
there should be no question.
Yeah, oh yeah,
there should be no question, especially like nowadays. Like we there's too many of us anyways.
It should be a very thorough process to put someone to death, which I think it is already. I don't think they just do it willy-nilly, like we just said.
They wait on death row for years.
Yeah,
for years.
But I totally, you can't change my mind that some people deserve to be fucking wiped off the face of this planet. So.
That's fair. So that'll make a good transition into this next topic. All this, like, so we kind of touched base on COVID and Corona and all this stuff, which has like fueled this Chinese specifically, but it lumps into the broad spectrum of Asian hate, which is like a word that we really haven't heard before last year. You know, racism has always been lumped into like one thing, but like now specifically it's like people are perfect example, shooting up fucking nail salons. It's kind of crazy, but at the same time it's like, what do you expect? We've spent the last literal year, everyone cooped up inside, blaming China. Like literally, like that has been the fucking the storyline is
China virus.
The Kung flu. Like, whether we're being racist about it or funny about it, it's something that's been talked about where it's not our fault. Our economy sucks. It's not. Who are we blaming it on? We're shifting the blame, and we're shifting the blame to someone across the world. And now, like, you know, the dumb people who are like, oh, yeah, I'm going to take action. I'm going to go smack the Chinese grandma that stands on the corner.
Oh yeah,
like, that's so fucked up.
So
You see that video of the lady who got assaulted and she fought back. Her face was all fucked up. It's this like 80-year-old people. These are elderly Asians, man. Like beyond Asian, beyond race or anything like that. These are elderly people.
People do it, dude. It's fucked up. Like,
I've seen so many. It like breaks my heart. I've seen so many videos of like dudes just running up and like hip checking these people.
Yeah,
and it's like, what the fuck?
Or
what does that prove?
Snatching their purse and beating them up real quick.
Like,
and
what does that prove?
So
That doesn't.
fucked. It proves that you're a fucking piece of shit. Honestly, how could you hit an old person?
I don't know. I like a lot of it is like we said. It's dumb fueled hate, uneducated fueled hate. And as humans, as fucking humans, what do we like to do? We like the negativity. That's what attracts us.
For sure.
If you hear about a fight, if you can hear a fight in the distance, what's someone going to do?
Oh, I think that's why
They're gonna run to it.
I think that's why like back in those days, Gladiator thing was so popular.
That's
like,
why UFC and shit is
yeah,
popular now.
exactly.
Yeah. Everyone wants to watch someone's head get popped off.
I watch fight videos on YouTube all the time.
All day. Yeah,
it's
I watch
super entertaining.
Yeah.
But I don't go out and
instigate it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a different thing to instigate it, but it's kind of the same thing if you're willing to give its entertainment. Because if you swap out that dude hip checking that 80-year-old man, and now it's like two guys like me and you, and like I come up and just hip check you, you're like, oh, that guy must have deserved it, or it's funny, or like whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's fucked up. This whole Asian hate agenda. We just no reason to hate anybody. But the human nature is to hate anybody who's not in your tribe. We're animals at the end of the day, and our tribe extends to people that we can touch.
Right.
That's just really, really what it fucking is. It's disgusting, but you know.
It's disgusting, but adding racial undertones to it is even more disgusting. Like, we're homies, we're different races, and it's never, you know what I mean?
Shut up. We just started before we were hitting record. Brandon was doing this and going, oh, my name's Kyle.
Hey, look at me, I rub a football. Get the fuck out of here.
that was a deep belly.
Has this ever happened to you? Do you sometimes wish you could kick like a real dad? Hi, I'm Brandon Lakestrong, founder and CEO of Kick Daddy Lotions. Kick Daddy is a safe, non-toxic, topical cream designed to help your body reach its full kicking potential. Simply apply a generous amount to any part of your body and see immediate results.
At the low price of only $75, Kick Daddy is available at drugstores nationwide and does not require a prescription and is now safe for kids.
Failure to use as directed may cause irrational thoughts, explosive diarrhea, sweaty feet, dizziness, and possible death. Try some today.
So yeah, Asian hate, that's just something that everyone's seeing. Conclusion to that, realistically, what I find is just we spent the last year fueling our demise in economy and mental health and all that stuff. We've shifted it towards someone other than our own government, which unfortunately it was our own government. Because if you look across the nation, across the world, most places are kind of fucking back to normal, right? Kind of recovering. So anyways, we'll change the tone a little bit across the nation. Specifically, I guess we could talk about Maine.
I liked this story.
This was something that you brought up.
I'm pretty passionate about this because I think it's a complete crock of shit, the current system in play. But Maine is considering eliminating state vehicle inspection stickers for, I think it was for vehicles 20 years or younger. Oh, I can't scroll down and read it, but it's fine. Yeah, they're considering getting rid of the inspection sticker for vehicles 20 years or under, and the argument, so there's arguments on both sides. The people that are in favor of doing it, one in particular was saying we're robbing Mainers of money, basically, where it's a total fucking crock. You have to do it every year. And then what?
Do not other states do inspection stickers?
Yeah, there's a bunch of states that don't do it, and it's growing like all the time. They're getting rid of it.
To me. That makes sense.
I believe Florida was one of them. I lived in Florida for a few years, and you didn't see fucking cars just like breaking down on the road 24/7. Like it's ridiculous. And what garage have you ever gone to inspect your vehicle and they said, "Yep, all good. You don't need to buy anything"? Has that ever happened to you?
No, never.
You always have to
It's
fucking buy
always
something.
Yeah, it's always something. That's their job.
It's just a money grab.
That's
And,
that's a good point.
It's ridiculous. And there a couple options are saying, "Oh, do it every 2 years or do it every 4 years," something like that. That'd be a step in the right direction.
How often do we need to get our license, like take a license test, a driver's test once, right? When we're 16, and then we just trust for the rest of our life that you just that you just.
I know at 16. Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, that's kind of crazy to me. I could get down with the no inspection sticker thing. I guess I never really thought about other state situations and shit like that.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy. And so the side in not in favor of doing this is arguing that state inspection revenue goes towards bridges and road maintenance and shit. First of all, the roads in Maine fucking suck. They suck.
That's what they said it goes to.
Yeah.
We have
bridges and roads suck. What the fuck are tolls for? If you know what I mean, like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, tolls are fucking.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God.
They said.
Did you know that toll workers have the highest rate for suicide?
That's not surprising. I wouldn't want to sit in that little fucking shack touching everyone's hands all day either. But, and they also they didn't argue. It was just a fact that I think it's over $3 million a year in revenue from just the cheap inspection sticker thing. Like that's what they make. They're taking like $3 million from people in Maine just to put a sticker on your car.
So you're telling me if they stopped doing inspection stickers that our roads would be shittier?
That was the argument the guy was trying to make.
Our roads are pretty shitty right now.
You can't really get too much worse than they are right
Like if
now.
I drive over 40 right after a fucking fresh snow,
Yeah.
you gonna hit a frosty and you gonna have some problems.
It's not good. And we live in.
You said cars that are like 20 years or younger. That's fair.
I think the guidelines are still up for debate, but that was one of the bold headlines was 20 years or younger. But I don't agree with it, and I'm tired of. So I haven't had an inspection sticker on my car for like 2 years, anyways. To be honest with you, I just
you get a
haven't.
fine for it, right? If they pull you over,
You get a ticket, yeah. I don't. I'm sure eventually it's like they'll tell you, but to be honest with you, every cop's been pretty cool about it. I'll just say like I'm working 2 jobs, like working on it. And they're like, all right, just slow down, whatever, you know. But
have a good day, son.
Yeah.
Hope your front windshield doesn't crack to oblivion.
Yeah, that happened today. That's cool. But
Yeah,
I
that's
guarantee you, it's our fucking goddamn roads for me to
That's a good
spider
point.
webbing it out.
Right,
like,
that's a good point. You said a rock hit it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm in favor of the get rid of the inspection sticker. I think it's a good idea. I think it's fucking stupid to make us do it every year.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I never really put too much thought into it. That's a good point. So that's another good transition into like what things we do on our kind of like free own accord, and like the government kind of like having a little bit of control over that. And as far as like state wise, we all have our own different rules. I didn't know that like other states didn't really do the inspection sticker.
Oh, right.
Just like this is another one that you found because you're also super passionate about this topic.
Yeah, I'd be pretty upset if Maine did this. I think a lot of people would be. So Utah is considering passing a law to make not iPhones in particular, all mobile devices, iPads and shit like that, immediately block any pornographic website. And so you wouldn't be able to watch porn on your phone or your tablet or
even in my own private domicile in my own house.
Yeah, you would need like a computer.
I need to masturbate on my laptop like a savage, like it's 2012. What the fuck? Oh my God. I'd have to go back putting tape over my fucking.
So there's ways around it. It's not going to be like you can't ever watch porn on your phone again.
It says filter. It doesn't say exactly. It'll probably make it harder.
The point of the law is to make it less accessible to minors.
I'm all down for that. I'm all down for that.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think that you should have to do a long division problem before you get into a porn website. You should have to do
still be super fucked.
Whatever. If you're horny enough, you'll figure it out. Kids have small patience. They'd be like, just nope.
Need to jack off.
I guess that's a good justification to limit access for minors.
I think that's a slippery slope.
Well, let me read a little bit of what it says just to give you a good outline of it. So it says, in the next week, Utah's governor will decide whether to make all phones and tablets in the state filter pornography, sort of. The bill, which passed Utah's legislature early this month, would require mobile devices to automatically enable a filter capable of blocking material that is harmful to minors, like I said earlier. And the governor of the state says he will carefully consider signing it by the March 25th deadline. But the rule won't change anything in the immediate future. So in theory, Utah's HB 72 law, whatever, mandates active adult content filters on all smartphones and tablets sold in Utah. So first of all, you'd have to buy the phone in Utah for it to be a thing. Phone makers would provide a passcode to let buyers disable the filter, although it's not clear if they need to verify the buyer's age beforehand. So you're going to start getting carded for buying a fucking phone. And if a filter isn't automatically enabled, this is the part I found really interesting. If a filter isn't automatically enabled when a user activates the device, its manufacturer can be held legally liable if a minor accesses harmful content, with a maximum fine of $10 per individual.
Weird. That's a weird
And harmful content can include any description or representation of nudity or sexual conduct that doesn't have artistic, political, or scientific value for minors.
Oh, so like TikTok, all of TikTok.
Right. Or like Pornhub and shit like that. Like,
well, Pornhub's like super specific. I mean,
but so I think it is crazy. And I think the reason I found this article so interesting, it's kind of like foresight, things to come. They're thinking about doing this, and like this opens the door to so much. Also opens the door to kind of a lucrative process. You got 2 kids, $10 per individual case. You could be like, yo, my kid's racked up like 50 cases. What are you doing? Like, where's my money? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
like,
you also fucking your kids up at the same time, showing your kids dick and dildos.
Why are you actually showing that to them? What are they gonna do? Like, I need a screenshot of the kid looking at it to be like, you just dude. I picked up my phone and this is what was on it. It was my kid. Like, it's just so many weird
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
If you start with banning filtering anything, like you, for example, the stuff that's already happening on like Instagram and Facebook with fact checking.
That I agree with, though. I'm not trying to contradict, but Facebook and Instagram can do whatever the fuck they want because they own that company. No one's forcing you to use Facebook. I hate when people say that, dude. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but like, oh, Facebook's fucking
right. You signed up.
Signed up for it.
That's
Go
true.
fucking somewhere else. They're allowed. It sucks. I don't agree with it. I wouldn't do it if I owned a social media platform, but it's not mine. They own it. They can do. That's freedom.
That's how they get their money, is because now they can sell your information to people where you go buy targeted ads. Like the shit that you look at is that's why Facebook is free. But that's also why Mark Zuckerberg has fucking money in his pocket. Like it's a free service, but it's not really. They're selling our information. That's just, it is what it is.
They're making so many companies money on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I bought so many things off of targeted ads because at the end of the day, that shit's kind of useful too. Like, yo, ever like we sit here talking about fucking? I bought these mics off of targeted ads. What you talking about? We're sitting here last time talking about trying to figure out how to make better audio, better recording, and we fucking said it so many times that our phones, whatever, pick it up. We have to accept that. But like you said, it's a slippery slope. Once we start openly filtering and banning stuff, then it can be whatever. Like, then you can change the mass majority of people's opinions by like just filtering one side. If you're to only show, let's say, a perfect scenario, if I were to slap the shit out of you, we have a third person that sees it, that I slapped the shit out of you. But if we didn't have that video and we just went and I only told my story where I said I had my hand out and Brandon walked into it and never heard anything about your side.
I see what you're saying.
I didn't slap Brandon. What you mean? He walked into my palm. And without the third person audio, without the third person video, there's no proof. And if I say it, enough people will believe it. They'll be like, fucking Brandon's stupid. Why would you just walk into his hand like that? What the fuck?
That's an example.
I could totally picture myself doing something like that.
Yeah, I would never slap you. At least not open palm. It would be with a closed fist. So that's not technically a slap. That's a fist bump to the.
You're a fucking dick.
Well, luckily that I'm half Asian and my dick's kind of small due to pollution. So now I have an excuse. Now everyone has an excuse as of 2021. It's like, what's up, baby? Like, it's the smoke in the air. I don't know what to tell you.
You know how it is.
And like I don't know how to do. I don't know what to do now because I can't look at porn on my phone. So.
Well, that's just again like Facebook and Instagram. They're allowed to fucking.
How old were you when the first time you seen any sexual content on the internet?
I was pretty young, probably in like second grade.
Second grade?
Yeah.
Wow. I was
dial-up internet. I remember.
I was probably about sixth grade, realistically.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I found it by mistake. We were on the dial-up internet
wow.
and
second grade.
I clicked on something that brought me directly to it, and I just remember being like, "What the fuck?"
That's cool. One of my first encounters on the internet with like anything sexual was like sexual stories, and like I remember reading these stories and being like, "Wow, that's so cool," and then fucking like. Shortly after I remember I was at school and I was telling one of my friends about this. So beforehand, earlier in the summer, one of them found I lived in Japan at the time, and one of them found what's it called, hentai or hentai, the cartoons with naked fucking with like octopuses fucking these girls
crazy
and doing all
shit,
kinds of crazy stuff. One of the kids in the neighborhood found one of those little comic books and was showing everyone off, and we're like, "Oh, this is cool." And then, like, when I discovered the website for the sexual stories, I was telling everyone, and this kid fucking was like, "Hey, just a random." He shared with us scat videos.
Oh yeah, 2 girls 1 cup, shit like that.
It wasn't even like that, dude. It was literally just girls pooping, diarrhea. And like,
oh god, that's so.
I remember seeing that in like 6th grade and being like,
it's probably pretty traumatic.
That's sex. People are into that. Oh my god.
Wow, you had a very much more like off the wall introduction to that shit than I did.
Kids are wild. Like that's the other thing is like kids share, and kids are like they like that shock value. It's like, hey, I figured out what a dildo is. Check this out. And then another kid's like, oh, I gotta fucking. Do you ever remember watching the Pain Olympics where fucking dudes would like shove things into their dick holes? Yeah. Oh my god.
Do you remember like LimeWire? How much crazy shit came up on that?
Yeah, LimeWire's shout out to LimeWire. That's where I saw the future first lady of the president. Future first lady of the free world get fucked. I'm talking about Kim Kardashian, and Kanye is going to be president soon. Actually, maybe not even, because they're like breaking up or something like that.
Kanye is never.
You don't think he's going to be president?
Absolutely not.
He's going to be vice president with Trump.
He is going to be.
Trump's going to go 2024. He's going to have Kanye as vice president, and then something's going to happen.
Kanye West is completely out of his fucking mind.
I think he's cool.
He's cool.
I think he's cool.
He is in no way, shape, or form
to
lead anyone into goddamn anything.
I don't think anyone is. I don't think the president's job should be for a single person. Like, that's so crazy. How many, like, think about a mayor's job. Think about a manager's job at a kitchen. How hard is it to be in charge of like 7 people now, let alone 7 trillion people, however many, it's like 700 million, however many.
I guess my argument would be, how much is he really doing? Like, he's got a whole staff of people that do all these like tasks for him. I think the president is really more of a fucking face than anything nowadays.
Yeah, I guess that's
you know
true.
what I mean.
That's true. But back to LimeWire. LimeWire is the first place that I downloaded. I downloaded like naked pictures of Jennifer Lopez and Britney Spears. At the time, I thought they were real. I remember in 2020, they were definitely photoshopped. Like,
fake celebs.
Yeah.
Do you remember did you ever see the Paris Hilton sex tape that was in like night vision?
Yeah.
That was shitty, but
fucking
like,
terrible.
Oh,
wasn't even really a sex tape.
I think
it was
I see a nipple, dude.
Right.
But,
you like kind of see her put a dick in her mouth, and that's like It's in like
I
shitty
know.
night vision.
Paris Hilton was so vanilla. Remember?
That's funny. Kim Kardashian was Paris Hilton's fucking like not maid but like assistant or whatever.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Maybe they planned it out together.
Well, got them a lot of publicity.
Yeah, happened
Very
around
good.
the same time frame. Master plan.
Also on LimeWire, I saw some pretty fucked up shit that I didn't want to see, like Bud Dwyer's suicide video. I saw that pop, and it was always like like shit that wasn't labeled like that to begin with.
Speaking
It
of
was, like,
which,
fake.
that's how Soulja Boy became Soulja Boy. That's how Soulja Boy got like mass population, like how he or population. I'm fucking stupid.
Popularity.
How he got like acquired an enormous amount of popularity because he took all of his songs. He took Crank That, and instead of labeling it Crank That, he labeled it the top 10 songs. Like, if it was like NSYNC,
Yeah.
whatever, bye at the time, that's what he labeled it. Or like,
No shit.
so every time you went onto LimeWire and downloaded it, you spent those fucking 3 minutes downloading. And you went to listen to it, and you're like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So you kind of, if you do it enough people liked it. And
Doesn't matter if you like it or not. You've heard it fucking so many times.
yeah,
at that
Soulja
point.
Boy is a goddamn marketing genius. He did that when he was like 17, dude.
Yeah, I remember his old outfits with like the shirts that went down
to
past his knees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny. Do you remember when people would wear like jerseys backwards?
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
cool.
So many weird fashion trends. We're gonna have to talk about like weird fashion trends sometime.
Yeah, what's the weirdest fashion trend going on now?
Now it's weird. Like old shit's coming back now. I don't know if you've noticed that, but like
Yeah, that's
the
true.
dad look is like super popular now.
Yeah, like the 90s. And
Cuffed pants and fucking
That's true.
rolled up beanies and shit, or
Yeah,
like
that's
just
true.
normal like dad wear.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I just described hipster wear, not dad wear, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, it's the same.
like-
It kind of falls into the same
it's like
category.
buying clothes at Goodwill is cool again.
Yeah, it's like buying your dad's clothes is cool. Your grandpa's clothes is even cooler.
which is cool with me because I fucking love going to Goodwill and buying clothes. It's cheap as fuck.
Yeah, facts.
Save you so much money.
Facts.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like today we wrapped up a couple good news articles. Nothing really being covered like on a large scale. We just wanted to touch base about a couple things.
If you guys ever come across a cool news story and want to hear our opinion on
yeah,
it,
that's
Let
a
us know.
anything we should dive a little bit deeper into. Anything we should discuss a little bit more. We're down to at least listen to your ideas. I can't promise that we're gonna use them. We will definitely try to use them, but like a lot of you guys are stupid.
yeah. I saw the comment. Someone was telling me I was too quiet. Go fuck yourself. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for the advice. I'm totally fucking with you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys very much. Yeah, episode three
Three.
of the Cabcast, the
Koala and the Bandit. or
Koala,
something.
yeah, Koala and the Bandit. March 24th, 21. Brandon likes eggs.
He likes ass.
Have a good day. I don't like ass that much.
You like eating